What's up, YouTube? This is Quick Bob here. I just want to make a quick video. GT Goku's been out. He's pretty hype. He's got reverse Kamehamehas, which allows him to like zip zap around the map, which is really cool for mix-ups. He's got a Spirit Bomb that can combo, and he's got Dragon Fist, etc., where he turns Super Saiyan 4 Goku. People are disappointed by that, but there have been even further leaks that he can potentially become a skin for SSJ Goku because of unused audio clips. Now, that's really hype. I'm glad people pay attention to that. But here, I want to focus on something that people have not been paying attention to. And that is the unique quotes that GT Goku has. Now, I think that this might leak, or hint, rather, the next character for the DLC, which will be the last one for Season 2. Let's just get started. So, as you can see, whenever Goku makes a quote, Goku makes a unique quote to Frieza, but Frieza does not make a quote back. This is just a generic quote. Right? So, a lot of characters, you could see, they just have generic quotes, even though they have specific examples. Now, an exception to this, however, is Goku Black. As we can see here, Goku Black will come out, and because English dub is English dub, he's gonna sound like, I don't even know. He sounds weird, but he's still been voiced, and this is pretty easy to explain though, because Nozawa voices both GT Goku and Goku Black. So it makes sense that, well, she's gonna be on the booth, might as well have her also voice Goku Black, okay? But something that's interesting, you go further, and you see GT Goku makes a quote. Who's this?
I'm not pulling my punches just because you're a kid now, Kakarot.
Vegeta is now voiced by the same voice actor as, in both the Japanese and the English as Goku. Now, as we continue forward, there are two other characters that this happens to.
We'll continue this when you're older. I'm kidding.
Beerus does not say that to anybody except for GT Goku. Now, let's continue on.
A child? No, this energy. Goku, is that you? Goku, you're small now. Have I changed history more than I thought?
So Trunks, and as you continue forward, no other character, every other character has pretty much generic voice clips. So, why would they bring Trunks, Beerus, and Vegeta out just for GT Goku when it's clear that they do not, that's not important because, Yamcha is a very important character, but he just uses a generic quote. Same with Tien. They were key characters during Dragon Ball, but they weren't referenced. Now, I think that they were used because they were going to be used for the next DLC because they had important interactions with them. Now, what are the characters that Trunks, Vegeta, and Beerus can all have interesting interactions with or have some sort of relation? Now, there's only one person I can think of. Bola. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Omega Shenron. Now, as you can see, he has relations with both Vegeta and Trunks because they helped fight off against the Shadow Dragons, specifically Omega Shenron. Trunks, pulled the Solar Flare, Vegeta, obviously Super Saiyan 4, and they have interactions with Omega Shenron. And Beerus is the main villain of, not villain, he's definitely not a villain anymore, but in Battle of Gods, he was the antagonist and the starting point for Dragon Ball Super. Omega Shenron is one of the main and final villains of Dragon Ball GT. He also calls himself the God of Destruction in the Japanese version. Not only that, but Beerus and Omega Shenron both have clips in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So this is really the only character I can think of. The only other character I can think of is Baby Vegeta. Potentially, Beerus might have an interaction with the fact that his Whis' pupil is infested by Baby. That's the only other character I can really think of. And on top of that, it's definitely going to be 99% sure either a GT or Dragon Ball character, because each character in the roster for the DLC lineup has a theme. Jiren, Videl. Theme is Justice. Gogeta, Broly, Dragon Ball Super. Goku GT, and the last character will either have a few lineups. They could be the OG Dragon Ball because Kid Goku. They could be GT because GT, or they could be something more niche like weapons. In which case, someone like Janemba would actually work. But I think it's going to be one of those. I don't think it's going to be a super character because we already have three, and it wouldn't really fit GT Goku well. I think the only character that can really fit this description is Omega Shenron. Now, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Is my rationale solid? Am I just messing up? Am I just like I don't know.